This is Earl Amin with the 2020 Foresight Podcast, where CEOs of small to global companies share their insights. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because top CEOs know how to listen and be concise. So let's get to it. So tell us in just a few sentences who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Sachin Sharma. I'm based out of India. I'm a entrepreneur right now for almost like 7 years now. I have got a couple of successful startups, those who were listed for CNBC awards in fintech space. Currently, I am a CEO with Resume Mentor Global. It's the world's first smart resume writing company, which uses artificial intelligence and data and analytics and assessments to create smart resumes. These smart resumes have smart features enabled into it. So this is what I do. Otherwise, my experience is about 25 years in the corporates. I work with companies like Dell, McAfee, General Electric, Times Group.
Very good. Very interesting. So, well, what's the best thing about being the CEO of your company?
A lot of things. I think this is the best thing I could ever ask for. Being a professional, I think being part of the action in your business, wearing many hats, adding value to various departments in order to achieve your defined goals, is what is the most interesting thing about being a CEO. Also, I think being a CEO, it's important that we develop raw talent, we develop fresh ideas for future growth, which can impact the life of people. It also gives me an opportunity to be disruptive in my thought process, in order to build solutions, in order to build ideas which can impact the life of our customers going forward. And I think uh, you know keep challenging yourself all the time. So every morning when I get up, I would have something or the other in my mind that I need to execute this today, and maybe try and develop new ideas there, or maybe do some new product development, those kind of things. And I think it's a never ending process where you keep your company on the success track. You see people getting successful in your venture, people being happy, they're able to maintain work life balance. So I think this is something which really excites me as a CEO.
Well, that answers in part my next question because I hear from other CEOs that one of their biggest challenges is seeing the road ahead. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, well, I think I would disagree to this because uh, I do have certain guiding principles and proven strategies that I've been opting, or that have taken in last 25 years, and they are proven because I executed those strategies on my own career. I think when there is a mismatch between the team and the leadership, that is where things become difficult. I think my way of looking at things is you got to create small cluster of entrepreneurs in your team, right?
Mm,
You create the culture of success. You make sure that people do not come to your organization as an employee, but they come to your organization as an entrepreneur, right? You give them
sure,
the P&L responsibility. You tell them, look, you are responsible for your actions, you are responsible for your profits, you are responsible for your losses. And once you
right,
give that kind of culture to people, people become independent, they become self motivated. And
mhm,
trust me, if you have a team which is self motivated, you don't need to have a leader there to lead them, right? So
mm,
my way of looking at thing is you teach people to look at their business from their boss's perspective. So if I am a
yeah,
performer, right, I should not see my success like myself. I should see it from my
right,
boss's perspective. And if I do that, I can see a lot of gaps in my
right,
success, in
right,
my performance. And I think we
right.
we practice this in every corner of our organization, on our function. Yeah.
Mhm. So, I mean, that's a lot of wisdom you just expressed. So I don't even know if I need to ask you this fourth question, but I will anyway. What piece of insight do you want to share with other CEOs?
I think the biggest gap which I've seen over so many years is that uh, my belief is that if you want to be a successful grandfather, you got to be a successful father first, right? So To be a successful leader, you got to be a successful employee, you got to be a successful entrepreneur yourself. Focus on being flexible is my second piece of advice for people, that you got to be flexible with your customers, you got to be flexible with your business, your employees. Be passionate about what you are doing, what value you are creating for the life of people. uh, we should always focus on having happy employees. A lot of companies say we need to have happy customers, but my view is that if you have happy employees, they bring three-dimensional success to your business. They look at your business, they contribute there, their success impacts your customer success, right? So it's a three-way dimensional metrics that I usually follow in the organization. And I think I also tell my people that we need to do mistakes. That is very important, and we understand those mistakes early in our process. We should not take so much of time, right? Our cost of learning should not be very high, and that's all. I think these are the things which I really look into.
Well, what other successful CEOs like yourself would you like to acknowledge here and should be on my podcast?
I think there are a lot of them. Everybody would have different ways of running their businesses. Uh, I would uh, recommend a few of the guys in India like Sachin Bansal, Vinny Bansal. These are the guys that you should get on your
Mhm.
podcast, because they have created a lot of success, right? Uh, they created companies which are competing with Amazon, and essentially they were acquired by Walmart. So I think these guys should be on your podcast.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Now, the final question is, how do you celebrate a win?
How do we celebrate a win? Um, I think more than celebrating a win, we celebrate the reasons behind that particular win, right? And those reasons could be your employees' family, their spouse, their kids, their relatives, right? Your internal culture, your internal teams, those who are supporting the employee to be successful. So I think we acknowledge at the family level, wherein we try and spend some happy moments with the family. We support their families, their initiatives in some or the other way. We celebrate with the teams. We go in for offsites like normal parties and other things. And at an individual level, we do a lot of investment on our employees, right? So we send them for training programs, for skill upgradation, for certification programs like skill sales, other things. So this is how we reward our employees back.
Well, it's been such a pleasure having you on today. How can people find you?
How can people find me? They can catch me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn ID is www.linkedin.com/Sachin Director, and they can spot me there.
Excellent. This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Site Podcast. For more insights, go to LinkedIn and search for the Gray Owl Company. Sachin, thank you so very much.
Pleasure is mine, Earl. Thank you so much for this podcast.